Tired of dealing with annoying flies, fruit flies, and gnats in your home? The Zevo Flying Insect Trap is your ultimate solution. Don't wait. Check out the link in the video description now to get your Zevo Flying Insect Trap on Amazon and enjoy a bug-free home today.
A far-left political group has claimed responsibility for the arson attacks on France's train network last week that plunged the country's transport into chaos. The Paris Olympics were jeopardized on Friday when major rail networks were paralyzed by a wave of sabotage hits. It came just hours ahead of the enormous opening ceremony along the River Seine, which was held under a mammoth security operation. On Saturday, a bizarre email was sent to several French and international media outlets, including the New York Times, claiming responsibility for the attacks, Le Parisien reports. Sent from Sabata Getjo at riseup.net, the note was signed by an anonymous collective that dubbed itself as an unknown delegation. The email read, "They call it a party? We see it as a celebration of nationalism, a gigantic staging of the subjugation of populations by states." Domain name RiseUp, part of the group's email address, is sometimes used by radical environmental or anarchist groups. But it was not clear who exactly was behind the email or whether they were definitely responsible for the arson in France. It comes as French cops arrested 45 people linked to Extinction Rebellion, XR, an extreme environmental group, this week in Paris, according to Le Parisien. Some had organized a protest called Forbidden Games to push back against the social and environmental destruction caused by Paris 2024. Different subgroups from the radical organization plotting acts of sabotage were snapped up across the capital. Today, a planned demonstration in the center of the city was foiled by cops before activists had a chance to shut down the Pont des Arts bridge across the River Seine. High-speed rail services were cancelled across France following the coordinated acts of malice last week. Almost 1 million fans, tourists, and athletes had gathered in the capital for the games. Hordes of people were stuck at major Paris stations such as Gare Montparnasse, with one local dubbing it a nightmare. A French railway operator told all passengers to postpone their trips and avoid going to stations. Eurostar trains between London and Paris were also badly affected, with thousands of Brits being told to not travel today. One security expert even speculated Russian dictator Vladimir Putin could be behind the anarchy, while Israel made a baseless claim that it was the Iranians. U.S. intelligence officials said the culprits were likely anarchists or extreme leftists, according to NBC. The attacks on the high-speed rail lines took place at 3 places across France. Operator SNCF says the fires were set in pipes that carried crucial cables used for signaling on the rail service. Saboteurs hit Courtelan on the Atlantic high-speed line, Croisils on the northern high-speed line, and Pagny-sur-Moselle on the east high-speed line. One attack on the southeast line was stopped by maintenance workers who scared the group of people off, the Ministry of Transport said. French airport Baselmühlhaus was evacuated on Friday morning over a bomb threat. The airport, near the Swiss border, was brought to a halt with security concerns plunging the aviation hub into chaos. On its website, Baselmühlhaus Euro Airport had said, for safety reasons, the terminal had to be evacuated and is currently closed. But now the airport has reopened and flights are slowly set to resume.